and welcome to another episode of Dominique The Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. It's Wednesday, and we're here every Wednesday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Central Time, and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to laugh, we're going to talk, we might even cry, but one thing we ain't going to do is we damn sure enough ain't going to lie. So we're going to get into it. Y'all already know I'm going to introduce my co-host. You're going to see him every time. Give it up for my good friend Gerard Guillory. You might even hear me call him G. And
That's
another
what y'all
good,
should do.
yeah, that's what all y'all should do. And another good friend of mine, the very talented and funny down in the A. I'm headed to Atlanta this weekend. I'm doing the Atlanta Comedy Theater the 5th through the 7th. So I'm gonna be in the A. I'm gonna eat good. We gonna laugh good. We gonna drink good. Have a good time. Whatever. Y'all give it up for my good friend Janet Dollar.
Hey, what's happening? What's happening?
Ain't nothing, Janet. You sound a little muffled.
What you saying, Nate?
Okay, there you go. There you go.
Okay, okay.
It's good. I'm glad you came on here, Janet. Thank you for coming on here.
Oh yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
Rodney Perry is our other guest. RPB up in here in a little while, I'm sure. The
RP.
OG, the OG got a lot on this plate, so the OG slide through in a minute. Well, they had some elections yesterday
Mm.
in Kansas and Washington State and Arizona, and Republicans kind of took a hit with that college educated demographic. That abortion
Yeah,
rule, I knew it was gonna backfire. I knew it was gonna
yeah,
get them.
yeah. Every state is not gonna be on board with that. I already told y'all somebody gonna have to kill them babies, and I'm sorry, it's just got to be said. You can't
Yeah,
control what folks is doing with their body. That's just what it is.
it's not gonna work, and the Republicans are gonna pay, in my opinion, pay a price for it.
Yeah,
Because if you controlling this aspect of our body, the next thing we won't even be to hardly come out the house without a note. We're
I'm
gonna have to
telling you.
get
Hilarious.
permission from somebody. Can I go? Can I just want to sit on the porch. Can you sign off for my notes so I can sit on the porch? No, I just want to go get a loaf of bread. Can you sign off on my note? It's ridiculous.
We're gonna
I mean,
need
you got to
permission
think it wasn't
slip.
that long ago when we weren't able to vote. So I mean, it
Yeah.
seems like they're trying to just push it back to that aspect. So
No, we're
But
not going.
this is what every other demographic gets for falling back when somebody else's rights were be. You know what I mean? Like it seems like this
Mhm.
is just a what y'all saying is this is about what's next. And it's easy
mhm.
for dudes to say, "Oh no, it doesn't have anything to." Nah, when we sit back and let somebody's rights get messed with, it messed with all of us. With
Right.
Absolutely.
all of it, it was easy to let black people get smited and slighted, and now it's like, no, we all in this together on that tip for certain rights, where rights are concerned.
Yeah,
Right.
and I think this was an awakening too, you know, for women of all color. It had to do a lot. Black women, we used to a certain kind of thing transpiring, but white women, not so much.
Right.
And
Right.
at this in a place I go and shop at this boutique, one of the ladies that work in there, I know them very well. And we talked about, and this a white woman in her 60s that has a lot of friends, told me she wasn't raised racist. And I believe that because I can tell how we interact. And she said that when this Roe versus Wade thing came down, she said, I absolutely said for the first time in my life, and this is a woman in her mid 60s. She said, this must be what black people have been feeling like their whole lives. And she, before she said it, she was like, can I speak freely? Please. I love
Right.
to speak free. I love when I'm talking to my white counterpart. Please, let's speak freely. I'm
Right,
I'm
glad
telling
you
you.
said it. Because I got some shit I want to say too. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
In the diplomatic way, you
Right.
know.
They used to that white privilege. They used to white privilege across the board. So now that somebody's trying to control their actions and, that's crazy. I'm sure they feel flabbergasted.
Hmm.
About that. So yeah, they not they yeah, yes, flabbergasted. My
Y'all,
God.
I
I have
never
never like how dare you?
that part, that
Yeah,
part
Yeah,
right
yeah.
that
there.
part.
And
I'm telling you.
you said she wasn't racist, and we know when people are not racist. I think in retail spaces most,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Because we find out at the door that they're right. Can I help you?
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, they gonna follow you around.
Do you know how much that jacket costs? Like, if you didn't hear any of that, it's like, oh yeah, let's have a real conversation. Yeah,
I don't think she racist, but when you spend a certain amount of money, people can tend to put a smile on their face. You know
right,
what I'm saying?
right.
But she always been pleasant from the first time I came in there. They all have been.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean? They all have been in that store. So I can't say that about, about any of them. But I was glad that she said that because I was like, right, okay, because I don't understand. Like, I don't know. I don't understand why people don't why it's so hard to look at the situation and understand. Maybe because
Right.
you never had to. We born into this society. They giving us lessons soon as they know we understand what they saying. All right, look. Soon as they put you on location and let you know your status in the country.
Come on,
Right.
man.
And once you learn a certain game or a certain hustle that they've been doing for years, then of course they try to change the dynamics of it or change the criteria, for it. So, we don't qualify for it as much or we have to go through too much red tape to get qualified for it.
Right.
And it
Yeah.
Absolutely.
all comes through on our backs. Every
Oh
piece
yeah.
of progress, every piece of progress here is championed at the front, and then we, like I said, we land with people of color or diverse communities or whatever it is, the language that means everybody else but so yeah, it is good when you catch somebody who is keeping it real and recognizing, and I don't know if it matters when you get it. You could be 60 and it just now occur to you and you can help make a difference.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you
Yeah.
can understand. So
Just like
they
you could be 99 and have to go to jail, Miss Kentucky.
Baby.
oh, Miss Kentucky, they need to
Yeah,
snatch
she
her
need to
out
go
of
and
there.
go.
She need to go in on. She should have put her hands up like this when they got there.
Lay down
Uh,
on the ground. I want you
lay
face
down,
down on the pavement.
face down on the pavement. They can throw her
She
down there
yeah, she need
like
to
they
have to
do
give up her
everybody else.
ramen noodle pack for an extra blanket. I'm sorry. That's what she need to have to do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
she
needs to
did.
get phone checked, trying to get
Yeah.
up out of there and see if they still got this
Yeah.
tank going. Yeah, yeah.
She
And
needs somebody to snatch the phone from her and threaten her family to put some money on their books. That's
yeah, sitting up
that's
there
the type
trying.
of life she need to live.
Hey,
Yeah,
sitting up there like she don't understand what's going on. You know why them people up here.
you know exactly
You
why.
know exactly what you did. Don't do that. That's just almost like when somebody's license suspended and they get pulled over. You know that
What?
license suspended. Even
And
if
they
you don't,
good.
What?
yeah, even if you don't live at their address no more, your people that moved in there, they done told you, you better go down there and take care of that. Them people say you only have no license no more.
Man,
She trying to look confused. Now she's sick. I don't want to hear none of that.
so
I didn't
sorry.
even know they was suspended. Ma'am. They've been suspended for 3 years, ma'am. You
Right,
knew them license was suspended.
Every
right.
every bill in your house in somebody else's name,
Yeah.
ma'am.
You knew it. Trying
Yeah.
to fly on the plane. That's one thing I never understood though about identification though.
Mm,
I don't understand. This is a hustle. You know, the older you get in this society, you're able to see everything a hustle. It's a shame. It's
right.
everything is a hustle. The longer you
Everything.
live, you like, man, no wonder they made a dance called a hustle. Do the hustle. Boom, 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 boom. It's a hustle. Everything a hustle. Why do you have to keep getting your ID renewed? Because it's you. So even if it's expired, you really can literally look at this ID
And
and
still see
see
that it is me.
I
Yeah,
don't, it's a hustle for money. This stuff
Right.
a money hustle. Everything a
absolutely.
hustle.
Because Lord knows if you got a warrant, you cannot go get you no ID. You cannot.
No, you cannot.
No,
That's
no,
all I'm
ma'am.
saying,
They're
Janet.
gonna tell you, they're gonna say, ma'am, stand right here for 1 minute. We'll be right back.
You be like,
It's
man,
gonna
they
be
about to get
over with.
somebody. Yeah, they
or,
coming for
or,
you. Who all
or
them
they
security guards coming to get?
Yeah, or they set you up and say make you think you want tickets to a football game. And they got everybody, them how they do people got everybody at the sitting in the stadium and start locking. They got on their jerseys and everything. They ready to cheer for they team and
And,
get
and,
to locking everybody's ass
and
up.
What?
everybody trying to play it off too while they getting handcuffed. They smiling. Oh, that's
Yeah.
dirty. That's dirty.
Y'all did
Yeah,
us
Man,
wrong.
you know on the
yeah, that's low
inside.
down. That
Uh,
yeah, that's some type of entanglement. I'm sure it
But
is.
mm,
yeah, you shouldn't have went down there in time somebody giving you free seats at the 50-yard line. What you
Yeah,
doing?
But
I'm telling you,
if you're old
it's,
enough to have a suspended driver's license, you should get locked up because that's the age you learn in life. There really is nothing free out here.
yeah,
It's
There
yeah,
is
yeah.
nothing for free
Nothing.
out here. Nothing. It all comes with a
Even when
cost.
they say it's free and you go pick it up and it's still something attached to it. Something
Surcharge.
attached. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a cost for all of this. But
and they
on that hustle tip though, Don, real quick, you say most def say why do I need ID to get ID?
Right.
If you need a
wow.
piece of ID, I'm trying to
Yeah.
get
Yeah,
a
you
just
cannot go into, you're right, you can't go into a driver's license place and get an ID with just your face.
no.
You got
No.
to have a birth certificate, a social
Oh,
security card. You
security
got to have
card,
something.
something. Yeah, I need ID to
You
get
gotta have
ID.
ID to get ID.
And you
Lord have
looking
mercy.
at me. The
It
best
don't
time though to get your ID was during the pandemic though. To get
Oh,
your
what you
license,
said.
to get your license, they wasn't checking eyes or nothing. I said it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of accidents.
Hey, I could have went in there and told them my name was Lonnie Adams. They would have been like,
Girl,
okay.
they was rushing the line so quick. They was like, read the letter. I said, my uncle went to get his. Now I know damn well he can't. This how rushing they was. They was like, sir, do it again. This man 80-something years old. He can't see this. But they gave him the license.
Girl,
man.
my mother is 88 years old. They gave her license for another 10 years. I said, y'all are crazy. I said, we are trying to, y'all are working against us. We are trying to get her car and her driver. No. She told me, they gave me my driver's license back. I was like, oh my God, really, lady?
I'm trying to get one for my 82-year-old pop, but I don't expect him to still be driving like that. But he need an ID. RFP.
RP out OG
Rodney.
in the building. We kind of sorry to cut off the conversation. Y'all show your love. You know he don't need no introduction. This man been putting work down in the game, killing stages. You know,
All the above.
podcasts, all the above. You name it. Rodney Perry, RP, done it. Welcome
Wow.
to the show. I appreciate you.
Very, very kind, Dominique. And then you got me on here with two of my favorites, man. I love it.
Come on, man.
Yeah. What's happening, Rodney? How you been?
Man, you know, this how stupid I am. So I said time for me to lose some weight, Dominique.
Okay.
You know, because you done got sexy and I'm sick of it, okay? And
I'm still working hard, Rob.
you killed him, D. You killed him. So I get a gym membership, got a gym membership for the whole family, cost me like $1,000, but I was happy. I go to the gym the first day, hurt my back. And now I'm walking, I'm hobbled. So it took me 30 minutes to walk downstairs to get here. But yeah.
Rob, what you get on? How you hurt your back, RP? What you get on?
He didn't stretch before he worked out.
I'm old.
You know you gotta start slow though, Rob. When you start getting out, you gotta start with walking around the block. You putting the carriage ahead of the horse with the gym membership. You got to walk around. I started with walking around the block first, see if I don't make sure I don't fall apart from here to the store.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Yeah,
how y'all doing?
Stretching is important. Good, Rodney.
It is. I'm telling you. My husband woke up one morning and his neck was hurting and stuff. And he went to work and he was like, yeah, I must have slept wrong. Man said, you don't never stretch before you go to sleep? I was like, come on, man. You should have to stretch before you go to sleep.
You lay your ass down.
That's
but when you get to a certain age, I guess you really do need to kind of stretch, before activities and even sleep. So
yeah, you know what? Remember, the human body is not meant for chilling and relaxing.
Chilling?
Yeah, it's not meant to chill. It's meant to be active and so forth. So yeah, that laying down. Remember how anybody have a lazy boy?
Yeah.
You got a recliner.
I've been in one before. Yeah.
But if you spend a lot of time in it, as comfortable as it is, you'll mess your hip up sitting in that chair like that. You know, your body is not meant for that. So yes, after 40, stretching before you go to bed and when you get up in the morning. Just get it like it doesn't have to be like a 30-minute thing, but stretch, because you're getting ready to use those. You ever go to Jamaica or something like that, see one of them dudes in the islands, he ain't never been to the gym, but you can see him riding his bicycle or something like that, and just look at his, like every muscle that's supposed in your arm, like he is fit, but he don't work out. That's from his daily routine. You know what I mean?
Crackheads are always really
They really toned. They are very toned, but
Yeah.
they walk 100 miles a day.
Hilarious. Yeah. They
Every
hold air
night.
conditioning.
They
They'll
are
take it.
all that. They walk and walk and walk. And you know when you're at the age where you need to stretch, when you start getting up and making the noise. Young people just get up, but when you get up and you gotta, or you got a little, even when you sit down, you say, "Whoo!"
Yeah, or when you get up and the knees pop, you just hear all you hear is popping.
Come on, I can't sneak anywhere. My ankles would tell. It's like that's my ankles.
My
Man.
cousin was in the Navy, so I went to her PT with her, right? And she was talking about her ankles, and I couldn't stop laughing. She was like, "It ain't funny. If I don't pass this PT," when she was running around the track, I was hollering. I had to go sit in the car because her face was looking like ankles don't fail me now. She was like,
right.
Every time her foot hit the ground, it was calculated. She passed though. She passed her PT.
But that's good.
But it was time for her to retire anyway. I didn't understand why they kept making her do it anyway. You done had her this long. I don't care if her damn ankles broke. Let the lady finish these last 2 years with bad
you
ankles.
Put her out now. Yeah.
Right. You ain't gonna put her out now.
Right.
Got old as she is. Running around here.
Well,
I don't know if y'all know. I know G knows. Deshaun Watson.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Suspended for 6 games.
Is that enough? Suspended for 6 games? I mean, because it's people that got suspended for longer.
For less.
But what was the actual charge? What was like the title, the actual charge that they gave him for the suspension?
Sexual misconduct.
His sexual misconduct.
All the charges were dropped in the real court.
Right.
And the NFL is notorious for doing something anyway. And so they had to do something. But I think, and I said this, I do a sports show with Tyler and a few guys every day called Box Seats. And we talked about this. I really believe that owner down in Houston, if they keep investigating this, his stuff, what he actually did is going to come out. So just to make it go away, I think that's why the 6 months was what it was.
Right, because they actually tried to do something more, but it was nothing there for them to do anything more.
Well, the way they set
why
up.
Did he pay then?
That I
why
don't.
Did he pay? I don't understand. Okay, that's basically what
made it make it go away.
Okay.
But here's the thing, though, too. Remember, you have 24, and you pay 23 of 24. So what about the 24th?
No. They only pay like 4 or 5 of them.
I thought it was 23 or 24, but
no, it was 24 accusations.
Right.
But everybody,
I want to say they only paid like 5 of them, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And you know what they did with his contract, Nick? So he got 200-something million, right?
$230 million.
Well, he didn't get it all. The first year it was only $1 million. So they could only garnish that $1 million. So they only got a fraction of what they would have got if he got all that money up front.
Right.
Okay, so they should have probably waited to the second year to bring their allegations. To get more money.
They could wait.
Girl, we're gonna wait a year so we can get like $14 million a piece.
Hold on to your story. That's what they would do. But they didn't prove it in court though, right?
Right.
You saw his lawyer was like, look, happy endings is not against the law.
Well, yeah, that's true too.
And don't ask me why I know that.
That's what I was gonna ask you.
We know why
I was gonna say you know a lot about that RP. So listen. So I guess he's gonna be suspended 6 games. That's a lot of games though, depending on how well your team doing, especially if you their starting quarterback. That's not good.
But Cleveland made some great decisions in the trade, so they got a nice little squad. I don't know if they'll survive with him being gone for 6 games, but after that, they know they're gonna get their money's worth out of Deshaun.
Or they're gonna beat Cleveland and lose anyway.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this about
that's is what's gonna happen. Go ahead, G.
Remember, athletes in trouble. Remember, Ben Roethlisberger went through that.
He's a white boy though. It's totally
He
different.
had real rape charge. They caught him with his.
And but Janet said it best with that because he shouldn't even be in the league no more.
Right, but it went away. Right. Forgive me for bringing this up because of the purpose. Kobe.
Okay.
So and I'm only bringing not to bring that up. It's about the response. Remember when Kobe had to catch those flights? Every time he had to catch a flight and go play, he put up like 55. Ben Roethlisberger, they called him Rapist Burger, but he played relatively well for the rest of his career. I'm saying that Deshaun is going to have to, on game 6, when he comes in, he's probably going to need to represent his innocence with his play.
You giving him the R. Kelly defense.
R. Kelly wasn't able to drop a hit album after he.
No, but he didn't get in trouble till his hit albums faded.
Well, but I'm saying general public. That's what I'm saying. People forgot. Remember, nobody wanted Michael Vick on their team. He got to Philly. Remember, he had to fight through all the people who were throwing stuff and all the people.
They treated him horrible in Philly when he first got there.
And then he took the field, and it went away. So we are in America. We're pretty people, and people who are good at what they do get all of the benefit of the doubt. If you're good, we'll forget the bad you did. So, Deshaun, I'm just saying, do y'all think that good play will make this go away, or does he have an opportunity? If he come out and throw 2 interceptions on game 6, ugh.
I honestly think for most people that he already went away when they dropped most of that stuff in the court. I think once they came up with this 6-game suspension, a lot of people were actually shocked because they had not already acted on his disciplinary action. But I know they had to wait to see what played out in the court. But for the most part, I think folks had already forgotten about it. They had got to a point where they knew majority of these women were just after money and weren't telling the truth. And they were just basically saying, let this young man play ball. Now he got this amazing deal as long as he do right this first year. But he got an amazing deal. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he produce and how he come out, even after these 6 games, because he's going to get to play some of the season. You know what I'm saying?
He gonna be sore though because he can't get massages no more.
Now that's a stipulation in his contract too. That's great. It has to be.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he can't go
I don't know.
nowhere
I
and
made
get
it
him.
up. I made that. What I said, I made up.
Okay, but what you say, G?
I think it's in his thing that he's no longer eligible to get a massage anywhere but the facility. He has to, any massage Deshaun gets has to be with the Cleveland Browns facility.
So I can't I can't meet Deshaun in the club and tell him, you know what I'm saying? Let me rub you down, you know what I'm saying? None of that going on.
Deshaun don't want to meet no woman in person. He want to get in your DMs.
Then he gonna call the police on me, ain't it?
It's hard though. Excuse me. Once you hear those allegations, it's kind of hard to ever, as a woman and Janet, to tell you when you hear that about a man, even if he ain't do it, you be like, "What? What happened? What happened?" If somebody said,
why she said if it didn't happen?
Yeah, why she say that? And don't get me wrong, I'm clear that women will do that. But when you're a woman and you're a woman that doesn't do that, you tend to feel like, who are you that you made? Why would you make that?
You don't have to do that. Yeah, you
don't have to do that. So it's
what's going on with you? Right.
What's going on with you? It's hard for us to believe that somebody's just gonna sit there and say, you did that. That's the worst thing you can do.
Right.
Why would you say that if that man didn't do that to you? That's
and that could affect somebody's livelihood. You don't know if that was gonna be him locked up or not. But you weren't concerned with that
at all.
But can I say something?
Yes, absolutely.
When you're dealing with billionaires and you upset one of them, there is no limit to what they'll do. I mean, this guy that owned the Houston team, he had already lost a primetime receiver. You signed Deshaun to all his contract, but then you lose his number 1 receiver, right? Same situation. And he's like, oh, what? This is not going to happen again. I'm not about to let this guy walk away from me. And that's what you'll see with collective bargaining next time with the NFL. And they're going to make it really hard for these players to bounce.
And I hate it. I'm sitting here in Houston. You know, we enjoyed Deshaun, and when he was gone, it was rugged. And the Kaepernick scenario brought up something about the NFL. Prior to Kaepernick, there was somebody asked Eli Manning if he thought he was an elite quarterback, and that's when that phrase was birthed. And we found out in that space, out of 32 teams, it's like 6 elite quarterbacks. So we don't have enough.
Yeah, and Eli ain't considered one of them.
Eli
maybe his brother. Now Peyton, all Mannings, all Archie boys ain't got that qualification.
No. Because Eli only, I think Peyton was the elite quarterback.
Yeah, Eli played. Go on up there and play with your brother.
He got 2 Super Bowl rings,
though. I mean, come on, guys.
But he still is not on par with his brother. But it exposed the fact that
he beat the GOAT twice.
Come on, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
He's elite in my book
for the chip. He's got the.
He's just okay to me.
Yeah, I feel Peyton is elite. Peyton to me is elite.
He beat Tom Brady
in the big game.
In the biggest game.
He did beat Tom Brady, but he still, to me, when I
guess
what
you don't have to come on Chiefs.
What I'm trying to say, RP, this is the way I look at it. He's a good player in all of those things, but his moving parts, he can throw the ball, he can see the view, but it was more of his moving parts that got him there. With his brother and elite players, they can control it and do the same thing with what they have. Even not that Peyton had terrible players and none of that, but if they had lesser players, they still were going to bring something out there. Almost like in the NBA, the way that if you get under LeBron James, or players are different when they go play in Golden State.
Yeah, right.
In the NBA, they under come back under the culture. So that's why I'm saying he not that he was a bad ball player. He of course he's gonna be a good ball player because he Archie Manning's son and he has that pedigree and that type of thing. But he is he wouldn't be one of my elite picks. But I do think he was a good ball player, and I think he had a good career as well.
He had a great career, yeah.
Yeah, he had a great career as well. So I think that's the kind of the context in which we're coming from.
Right. Yeah. Especially for the way he has started. Remember, he was drafted to San Diego, and they were like, no, he won't go to the NFL if he's got to go there. And so they made some changes, and that's how he ended up in New York. So again, once you do that, you're gonna have to win some Super Bowls if you're gonna sit out, because you don't want a particular franchise when everybody else would be more than pleased just to be suiting up
in the league,
cashing checks and suiting up. Yeah.
So with Deshaun Watson, I wish him well. I hope he able to prosper, and I hope he learned his lesson. And if they lied on him, I hope he realized that women will lie, since he had 24 accusations.
Right.
So you had that many.
I mean, everybody. I talked to one of my football buddies. He said, Rodney, I may have had one masseuse my whole career. He said, so this looks really fishy to me. I think you're making a great point, Dominique.
Yeah, so since he had that many accusations, I'm like, that many people.
Everybody ain't telling a lie.
No, everybody not lying on you. Everybody ain't made this up on you.
Right.
You got by with this, and I hope you learn your lesson and will conduct yourself better. And what is another weird thing? It's always like very, very talented and great people. It's something always off about them that is just a society.
It just be a question. It just kind of be a question. Yeah.
It's crazy. Like R. Kelly. I was the biggest R. Kelly fan. I'm talking about the biggest R. Kelly fan. And when I heard that, it was just like I was floored. Like, dude, what you doing? What you doing?
Well, you don't pay for the sex. You pay for people to leave.
But what I always tagged up on that, Rodney, is that you also should have been paying them to be quiet. So coming up as a comic in Atlanta and going back and forth to Magic City and the dancers be at the comedy club and all that, and developing relationships, man, them basketball players the nose of the plane wouldn't be off the tarmac before them girls start talking about some of the stuff you ain't want to hear nothing about. Yeah. So the payment needs to be so that you could go home, but to keep your mouth closed.
Wow.
because and that was a thing in another era. Women of the night. Remember, you don't hear a lot of prostitutes telling what they did. You hear IG models talking because they've removed themselves from that.
Mhm.
That if you're going to have sex for dinner and Birkin bags, it's, you know what I mean, one way to look at that or the other. And I don't mean to be offensive, but there's an exchange there. And so those girls don't see themselves as prostitutes, but prostitutes knew that they were implicated. They're not going to jump up on no podcast and talk about what they've done with famous men, because whatever the filth y'all did, you're implicated too, and they understand that.
Prostitutes do talk, G. They just be way after their career. when they face start looking like the street, you can see the concrete.
They headed to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, when they're in the hall, you can see the concrete in their face. They start talking when Don Magic Juan be like, yeah, back in 72. That's when they be talking.
Hell no.
They be talking like right now. You be like,
Right.
yeah, I was out there.
Well,
Yeah, they want to do an autobiography now.
Well, see, it's okay because Billy Preston and them or whoever it was they were with aren't here to have to deal. That's what I'm saying. We got girls talking about what they did to, active ball players, You got girls sleeping in the bed. James Harden sleep. She taking pictures and.
And it's funny, you really have to, at this point, and it's crazy to say this, when you at that celebrity status, you really have to get somebody to sign a disclosure statement almost. Like, really, like before we go upstairs or before I buy you these drinks and I see it might be going somewhere, can you just sign this disclosure statement where you don't say anything, because... I mean, and it's really gotten that serious. Like,
but the sad part about this generation, though, they assign it and still do what they go do. That's the sad part about this. They assign it and still do what they go do, and a lot of times to get away with it because these are men with means and stuff. Everybody not like 50 Cent. 50 Cent gonna sue your ass for that Mitsubishi. He driving a Rolls Royce, but he gonna say, "I want that Mitsubishi."
That 97.
And that 97, I want that. I want all them 3 purses you got. He gonna sue you for real.
Yeah.
But they do it. The disconnect and the way this generation is so desensitized. They sign their paper and go right. It was a girl on the internet talking about what happened with Beyonce and Solange and Jay-Z in that elevator when she hit him. She broke the whole story down and said, I might get in trouble for this because I signed a disclosure. I'm not really supposed to say this. You're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Because they coming for you. Beyonce put the girl off the record. You know she coming for you, Solange. And she
You still put that girl off the record?
She put a kid, Khalid. She said, now I'm trying to help you out. And you on my record, you going to blow up and you chitter-chat. Take it down. I ain't got time. I got 3 kids. I'm a busy woman. Take it down.
Yep.
She took it down. She snatched her out of there.
A whole record.
You miss a whole blessing running your mouth.
You'll miss a whole blessing running off.
Trying to tell somebody what you done seen and what you done heard. Come on, well, know Beyonce be over there, girl. Who?
You better leave Beyonce alone.
Better shut up and get this check.
Because Beyonce and that Beehive, the Beehive got to be 10 million deep.
Oh man.
Can't nobody go up against 10 million.
And listen, you don't even hear about no Beyonce hanging with nobody. You don't see her out TMZ or anybody getting pictures of her out with brunch with bitches and doing yoga with other people. She be by herself and them cheering.
But see, she was talking to her sister. She was talking to Solange. Her and Solange, so she say, had developed some kind of friendship or something. So her and Solange was talking. And Solange was expressing to her what happened in that clip you saw, what led up to that incident. I mean, she was on there talking about, I can't stand that bitch. That's how she was talking about her. The girl said she was talking about her brother-in-law. But you didn't sign a non-disclosure. What are you
going to
doing?
Jail?
What are you doing?
They probably paid her.
You ready to go to jail?
I'm sure they paid her. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to say now, but I'm going to go ahead and give the tea. Something wrong with you signed a binding contract, fool.
That's on TikTok. Stay tuned for part 2.
And you on TikTok talking about what? For numbers.
What?
That's why Dr. Cosby is out. Because he had a binding agreement like that. And the court forewent that. He went to jail, but He should have never went to jail.
No,
No.
he shouldn't.
Right,
He
right.
never went to jail.
He shouldn't
Got
have.
out on the technicality and seeing everything now. He's
And-
back.
Be
Hilarious.
quiet.
Hilarious. Hairline coming back in.
Everything. He looking good. Old Bill looking
Oh.
good. He eating Jello again. He was like, Camille, I told you them hoes was lying,
Man.
Camille. That what's going on? Your you guys former president. Now, first of all, I want to say rest in peace to Bill Russell, the great
Yeah.
Bill
Yeah.
Russell.
Yes.
From the Boston
88 years
Set.
young. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nichelle Nichols from
Absolutely.
Star Trek. Rest
Absolutely.
in peace.
Oh, she
Nichelle
gone. I
Nichols.
saw a picture a bunch yesterday.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
gone.
she passed.
He
Yeah.
passed the same
passed.
day as Bill.
I hate that the internet got to show they pictures of you when you die.
It ain't no need. Just like they showed the clip of the lady helping Bill Russell out the chair. Okay, well, we don't need to see that. We can probably figure that now. Man, the man was almost 90 years old.
Yeah.
Right.
Needing help to get out of the chair. You surprised? We don't need to see it though.
Just show a nice picture of Bill and let it go. You ain't got to
And,
do
and
that.
show the clips of the life.
Right.
You don't have
Right.
to show the clips of the decline. That's crazy
Right.
to me.
Yeah.
Show the
Yeah.
clips of the life. They both of them full
Yeah.
alive. Show those.
Yeah,
clips.
y'all want to wait till somebody done lost 20 pounds and on the hot. Don't do that. Don't do me like that. Don't do that. Show me when I was good and healthy.
I don't
That
like
was
pictures in the hospital all on TikTok where people on tubes and stuff. That ain't right. They not conscious. Why are you doing that? You can say pray for them. Just show their hand or something.
See,
Show where Dominique.
Just show their arm. You might could just show the IV or whatever. Pray for him. Woo, woo, woo. You ain't got to show them laid out. You show me like that and I get better. The little strip I got left, I'm beat your ass. Don't do that to me.
I said that. I'm praying for one of my guys out of Atlanta to get well, so I could hear what he's gonna say about a picture.
I know exactly who you
What
talking
you
about.
saying?
That's
I'm
my
telling you.
guy.
And Dooley Brown took a wonderful photo, kind of like how you described it. It was taken from across the bed. You see my man's hand gripping, which is a million. That's a million words right there. You just see his hand gripping, and you see Dooley's full extension. And so it's from, and we know what it is. And that hand grip for somebody who's been in that condition, man, that's you couldn't find it.
They put the beautiful pictures up of our guy, dude. I be like, dude, I can't take it no more.
Can I say this?
You got to admit they did him wrong on that, though. That's
they
wrong.
did.
I've been in the hospital, and I made sure I ain't getting no pitiful pictures on the street.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Here's what I wanted to say this.
What you say? Delete that one. Delete that one.
Can I please, real quick?
Yeah.
2 summers ago, my great friend, my dear friend, somebody we all love, Tyler Craig passed.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody puts their picture with Tyler, and that's kind of relatively new, right? That you throw all your pictures up with your guy. Shortly after that, our brother Rodney gets sick, and people did the same. Dude, I was livid. Rodney, we never talked about it. That's why when you just said, that's why I've been over here like, I gotta say it before you, that we have to delineate between RIP and get well. You're not showing no picture with the homie who passed away and then show the same style picture with somebody we just wishing well. Please, it's on everybody. You know you got some friends, Rodney.
I'm still on the prayer list.
That part.
We need to all be on the prayer list. Whether you healthy or whatever, everybody needs in these times, we all need to stay on the prayer list.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you.
But don't give out we have, again, now that we're in this space where we can eat. Remember, a lot of times it's people we don't even know. We just want to let it be known. Man, I stood next to this dude one time and he's going through this situation. So I want to show off I was in the room with him versus this is my brother. I'm wishing him well. But RIP and get well have to be celebrated separately.
They not the same thing.
Yeah, how about this? Same thing. This happened to me recently. Same instance. I had COVID. I was in the hospital. So not 3 weeks ago, the same story came up like it was brand new. So Rodney Perry's going through COVID. I'm like, yeah, they recycled the story like it was brand new.
And so I remember when that happened.
Whether I was going to address it or not.
Yeah, because that's crazy.
Yeah.
Even you got on there and talked about that yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You got on there and you explained it to yourself. You explained what was going on. Even explained where you felt like how you got in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You're like, okay, my wife told me, hold up. You said, all right, was a little loopy like that. I went and had a drink and then there it is. So, but then see, that's wrong too. Why are you bringing that back? Why are you recycling that? You know what I mean?
I think the internet just does it arbitrarily, man, because like I said, it's been when it initially happened for real, and then 2 other times they reported like it was a brand new story.
Really?
Yeah, that's not. So
and we know that kind of stuff moves, gets clicks and moves numbers and whatever. But again, the human element is my mother was an oncologist who specialized in breast cancer survivors. So my whole life, right, exactly, Rodney. We did talk about that. My mother would always say, you have to be careful with that particular disease because it hears you, right? So just like in anything, when somebody is sick and somebody calls and say, "Can I talk?" You say, "You don't go in that hospital room crying. You have your shit together before you go in there."
Absolutely,
You're here to uplift. Don't be. That's why if you have those, you don't want to put that out.
Right.
You go into a remission, and then your next 10 phone call, how's your radiation? Don't make me.
Because
everybody,
people don't know what to say, man.
They don't, Rod.
It's like. I'm 5 years removed from a stroke, 2 years removed from COVID, and if I go to LA and people haven't seen me, it's like I had it yesterday.
And that's crazy.
I believe that. I believe it.
But and what's nuts about that to me is that instead of them saying to themselves, greeting you normally for one, and saying to themselves, he looks great. God has been good to him and blessed him, and moving on from there. I mean, like. I don't get it.
People need to see you well. They need to see it. And it's like you've been frozen in time until they see you.
How about that?
That's true. Yeah. Another person passed away, Ivana Trump.
Yeah,
I don't know if they need to investigate. That need to go on.
That was them cheering mama. That was them cheering mama, wasn't it?
Yeah. Hey, Janet and G and RP, that need to go like on forensic files or Dateline or something.
I'm telling you, first 48. We wanted to go to first 48.
She the lady that fell down the stairs and is
blunt force. Have him give me a call when he give me a call when he gets back.
But look, having fell down the stairs and got blunt force trauma.
Come on.
I said they don't think nobody killed their mama.
Come on.
But when I first thought that about him, I had to realize that Donald Trump is their father. So if Donald Trump is your father, there's a lot of dysfunction there. We can start with that. Well, a lot of dysfunction there. And when I saw that, the only one that seems like they're not too dysfunctional is Tiffany Trump. But Marla Maples kept her daughter away from that nonsense. You can see it. Mm-hmm. She was like, something wrong with them. You can go see your people, but you got to get back over here to some normalcy. Right. Donald Trump then took this lady's body and buried it on his golf course in New Jersey. At Mar-a-Lago. That's
it's in Jersey or
it's in Jersey, but I don't know. Mar-a-Lago in Florida, right?
That's the one in Florida, yeah.
But he got a golf course in New Jersey. And he done buried this lady's body in New Jersey.
Is she on the 18th hole?
The first hole. She on the first hole. He done buried her at the first hole.
I'm trying to figure out why is that a question. What hole she was
Hey, listen.
You might have got her hand underground and throw the ball back.
Hilarious. Unless he's golfing.
He did it for a tax break. It's a cemetery now. Because he has her body there. It's a big tax break in New Jersey. Wow, and the children, that's crazy. And his children are so morally bankrupt and corrupt like their daddy that they ain't even had no problem with it.
Of course not.
I believe it. All those people, they move by money, honey.
I mean, it's just like, it's nuts. I'm like, I already knew Donald Trump was some trash. People feel like when people have money mean class. No, it don't. The Donald Trump people had money, but they ain't give out no hugs. They was terrible in that house. They ain't had no love, and Mary Trump say it. His niece say it all the time. My grandfather was a creep. My grandmother was a creep. They was just some weird, creepy kind of people.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And he pretty much, that's how she laid it out. He buried that lady on the first hole. It didn't even make it look nice. He got her with just dirt on her. I mean, it looked horrible. She don't have no tombstone. And since the burial cost her estate, though, look, charged her estate to bury her there.
Oh, wow.
$150.
What?
Wow.
What? And gave her the aluminum package.
Gave her that
funeral.
thing ain't growing no flowers on it. It's a golf course. It's just a dirt patch. She laid up in a dirt patch.
Watch, it's gonna be like Lake Lanier now. People just gonna start dying on the first hole.
Yeah, and when I saw that, I was like, man, I was like, all right, maybe she fell down the stairs and died. But the only time I really hear about that is be on Lifetime.
Right.
Or Law and Order Special Victims Unit. That's the only time you really hear about somebody.
SVU. You go down SVU.
You go down SVU, and it might be some wild. The door might slam too hard by your neck. SVU, you out of here. You gone. But in real life, I said they don't even think nobody that push they kill they mama.
Come on.
Right.
I said y'all gotta see it.
They're probably concerned with how much money she done left them, even though they already got money.
Yeah, that's all they care about.
If you charge her $150, gee.
150. That's all. 150.
What you say? Ain't no flowers and they ain't gonna grow on it on.
Ain't no flowers growing up. No, it's a golf course. They didn't kill all flower growing power. That's all. She in a dirt patch, laid up there. It's just horrible.
In the rough.
And out of 3 kids, it seemed like even if all the kids, some of the kids wacky, it seemed like one of them gonna be like, hold the hell up. Right. This dude ain't about to bury my mother on no first hole in no golf course. Like she his first hole or something.
When you rich, the kids go with the rich parent always.
They do. Yeah, they do.
Steve Harvey took his little son. His son ain't never go back to see his mama no more.
He snatched them up, and I mean he was gone. He ain't never go back to see her no more.
Oh, that's crazy.
I don't know.
Sweet over his stuff over here.
Yeah, when I saw that, I said, first of all, I think they didn't kill Donald Trump. Because when I heard blunt force, when you hear blunt force, I'm like, they were blunt force.
Blunt force is always bad.
That's always
bad. But they saying that happened from the fall down the stairs.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Have you ever fallen yourself and said, man, I had messed around and tripped down the stairs and got blunt force on my knee?
Nah.
No,
most of the time you fall down the stairs, you just lay there for a minute like, I made it.
Right, first did anybody see me?
Right.
Can I get up?
See if my neck is broke and if somebody saw it.
Man, look, it's a sad state. It's just sad.
We living in a cartoon.
Yeah, we are.
With some evil people who want to rule the world.
And then a lot of people that's getting their time from the insurrection now, their family speaking out. Because they mad because, Donald Trump not getting locked up. But I guess I got a different, one family guy got 7 years. And
most time now.
Yeah, it's time now. So his daughter was talking, and they made a good point. The daughter's like, if my father doing 7 years, Donald Trump need to do some time. Then the wife came on there, crazy as a bed bug, talking about we all patriots. Crazy as a bed bug. We all patriots. And you locking him up and he a patriot and he went down there to be a patriot. And before she left, she said, as far as I'm concerned, y'all can go to damn hell or something, she said. You know what I mean? It just was weird. Yeah. Really, what she really said to let you know she was just out of touch. The only one that had any sense was the son.
Yeah, the son. He talked like
he an outcast now because he was like he should have got locked up. He said, my father do have mental health issues, but he went down there and he was wrong and he was manipulated. Now that's
He
what I
gonna get a
want to.
he gonna get a whipping when he get home.
Yeah,
Well,
I
but
don't understand. Like you grown. You understand? Now, if you wanted to go down there and because if you're gonna say he has mental health issues, I don't believe everybody down there was mental.
no,
I don't
Right,
believe that.
right.
All them people down there, everybody was mental. I just don't believe everybody was mental. And I rode past there. I was at home in DC. I'm from DC. And I rode past there and I couldn't understand what was going on because I was like on a street up, but I could look down the street and see what was going on. And there was a dude pulled right up. He was in his truck with his flag, and it was just the two of us, and we really had a stare down. I was
Wow.
looking at him, and he was looking at me, and I was looking at him because I'm trying to figure out what are you down here doing? This man a clown. And you got
Right.
this flag, you got Alabama tags, you done rode all the way up here. And I'm making this point to say that people always say, oh, Donald Trump, he not racist, he not this. If you're listening to Donald Trump, the only thing that can entice you or motivate you to follow him has to be racist. And
Hate.
this man and hate and all this man got 7 years. Donald Trump ain't walked nowhere near the Capitol. He went to McDonald's or wherever his little fat self be going. That's where he went. But my thing, this is my point, and I want to know what y'all think. They're talking like, okay, she's saying her father got 7 years. But and the son is saying that he had mental health issues. But I don't care. He a grown man. And at what point do you take accountability and say, I ain't had no damn business in DC about this nonsense, no way.
They're not
You
gonna
know,
do that.
I don't get why everybody talking about the time they getting. It was illegal what you did.
all
You
day, every day.
you
Yeah.
broke into a federal property.
See,
You
they
gonna get
haven't done that
charged.
to that extent of the law in a long time, and they felt like that their white privilege was going to get them out of that. You see how much time had lapsed before they even have called most of them back to court. They thought that they were going to get off, just like that woman thought they were going to let her. You remember the white woman? She thought that they were going to let her go out the country for vacation. She was
right.
scheduled to go out of the country with her family, and they was like, "No, you're going to jail. You're not going to." You're not finna go get your groove back.
No, you going to jail. You going to jail.
Yeah, so a lot of them just really feel like nothing has happened to us in the past, and they felt like it was extreme, but they felt like the president was they felt like the president was telling them to do this. But of course, he done
Okay.
threw the rocks and hid his hands, and that's it. That's it.
I think that they're there for purpose. Those people understand there again, it all boils back down to race. There's a projected date that white people in America will become a minority, and that date is relatively close. And so, what we're seeing, in my opinion, is a lot of activity to keep that
Flailing.
yeah, flailing.
Mm-hmm.
And so even when I look at, because I'm offended at if you look at my Facebook page, I just load it with, and they get shadow banned so nobody can see it. But every one of these weak ass sentences I post. So if you felt entitled and privileged before this, you should still feel entitled and privileged, because I thought treason and sedition was punishable by death. If you were try to overturn the country, they would take you to the firing squad, not 2 months. And the most incarcerated country on the planet, Black people are 13% of the population, 50% supposedly of the, and we don't know anybody. Everybody here knows somebody who's been to jail, but we don't know anyone who's been to prison for a month. That's a county
Right,
jail state.
right,
And jail and prison is different. And imprisonment is the same, but being in prison is not. That's prison. That's when they take you to the big house and everything changes. And we don't know one person out of all the people we know who've been to jail who have been to prison for
Wow.
2 months. No,
right.
I'm sorry. So I'm glad dude got the time. I'm glad his son turned him in. But the headline on that said, son turns father in, he gets the longest time, and it broke up his family. No, it didn't. he's the only person out. He lived in a hate group. He's just the only one who left the hate group. So, I'm not concerned. I just wish that my thought is that if they would give some real sentences, we might see less school shootings and so forth. Remember, nobody's concerned about it. None of that group is worried about getting real sentences.
Dude who shot all them people. That's a bit of a leap, though, ain't it, Gerard? School shootings.
What I'm saying though is that they're not afraid of what the dude who shot all them people on the 4th of July. He pleaded not guilty today. Remember, so we got people we know who's done these crimes, and then they're gonna turn right around and start playing the system in a space. The police kill folk. If we press the system,
doesn't it start with the way they even apprehend them? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, it's all. I mean, whether it's Black Wall Street or the insurrection, there's a big difference in how blacks and whites are treated in this country. But I will say this: as a former member of the United States Navy, you don't want to live nowhere else.
I get that.
Oh, I believe that. In my travels, I know that for sure. When I start traveling and stuff, I'm like, I mean, even going to the bathroom, I'm like, okay, America got its thing, but
especially going to the bathroom.
Yeah, America got its thing, but I think I'm gonna go ahead on back across the water because I'm going back home. It ain't that bad.
I just think we gotta hold it to as close to what it's supposed to be here, though. Like just sitting back and falling back as that day is dead. You either pro something or you ain't nothing. In my opinion, you got to be out here on these lines fighting and letting the voice be heard and screaming for what is right. Because like we talked about at the beginning, Roe versus Wade is a perfect example. I don't have a uterus, but I can't sit back and let that because they'll be right up on top of our rights. Again, remember that comes out of the 14th Amendment. And y'all start playing with these amendments. Doesn't matter if it's about you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
If you sit back and let it happen, and that's how we got here, because everybody looked and scoffed at black people suffering with our rights being damaged, and they didn't touch it. Now those people are being affected by it. So we gotta be here. We gotta participate.
That's right.
Yell and scream and kick and fight.
And I heard you talking about population control earlier. That's what this Roe versus Wade is about. They say the largest population of women that get abortions are white women. So they're trying to keep them to have babies so their population can continue to grow.
They have the less babies and they, you know what I mean?
And guess what they doing?
They have
voting their ass right out of office. They voting their ass right out of office. Yeah. I don't know if they vote Democrat, but they sure ain't going in there voting for them. They lose it because guess what? They gonna do what they call them Karens or whatever. They gonna do whatever the hell they want to do when they want to do it and how they want to do it, and you ain't gonna say nothing about it. So they gonna go in there and make like that. Yeah, I'm going to vote for him, and so they gonna go.
White women. Like that's why I tell black women it's hard to be a feminist because white women historically vote with white men.
They do,
right?
And so so we got to really be conscious of our voting there, and it matters too. So I mean, we saw some good stuff in Georgia the past few years. I went to an event a few weeks ago, and they were talking about moving forward and keeping the position that we have, but it's just hard to keep it.
Yeah. Gotta have people out here fighting and vote. But you're right about that. Especially black feminism is a thin line based in what feminism is. You're absolutely right. 53%.
It's like the NRA. The NRA don't say nothing when somebody black shoot somebody. They never come to our defense.
Never.
No, they don't.
You see LGBT does the same thing. We fighting for George Floyd. The trans people got the Black Trans Lives Matter. But it's like there's an organization for trans. What's the problem? Oh, there's racism in the LGBT. We don't want to talk about race. We want to talk about this. But it's like more than half of the LGBT is black.
Until a white man wanted to be a woman, it wasn't no transes.
How about that?
Right. They came up with that name because that's what they wanted to do.
Flame Rosa was a cross-dresser.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
How about that?
And maybe they come down on her every chance they get. They treat Flame bad.
That's because Flame keeps it real.
Yeah, I'm talking about so real.
I'm talking about tell the truth. Flame will tell the truth about the situation, and they get mad. And that's wrong. I don't even know why we're in a generation when people tell the truth. Well, I don't understand why we here with people want you to lie to them.
This generation is full of convenience and lies. They don't want to hear the truth. They want everything instantaneous. They don't want a lot of them. I'm not gonna say them, not them all, because there's some hardworking kids out here. But a lot of them don't even know what hard work is, because the patience of parents is out of the window. They just kind of shooing you out the way. Move, 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 move. I'll do it.
Because I don't understand. I don't understand why don't nobody want you to tell the truth. You know this lie, you're not gonna be able to exist in reality with this lie all at the same time. It's crazy. They get mad when people tell them the truth.
Yeah, they want to sweep it under the rug and keep it pushing, keep living in the lie.
Remember, from the top though, that they are currently trying to delete history in a safe space where the truth is not.
No, slavery didn't even happen.
Come on, man, that never existed.
They don't even want it taught in school.
They taught it agriculture.
And if you teaching in school, you'll lose your job.
Yeah, we don't want you cannot tell the truth in the.
They say it'll make white children feel uncomfortable.
They should.
We can't have that.
Yeah,
we can't have that. That's what we were talking about. Remember early when you walk into a store, you know if it's racial or not in here. When you find out, as
soon as you walk in, absolutely.
Well, so is remember our earliest, is whether we paid attention to it or not, is education. If we wanted to hang out in the back of the class, that's where they wanted us. They talked about how they teachers would help us, the language that they would use to help versus language that they would use to get by, from a teacher to the student. And how they let the black kids and the Mexican kids sit over there on the side and didn't worry about it, and the disrespect and getting used to Mickey Mouse and them. The kids can't go nowhere. Chuck E. Cheese, wherever they got a puppet, he gonna disrespect the black. You don't get to be five out here.
But the thing that I don't like about that is that's fine at Sesame Place and the Chuck E. Cheese and all that stuff. But stop spending your money there. I don't know why that's so hard. See, we came from generations of parents that used to pay the uncle to dress up and do this shit, or honor somebody that have a cookout. Even if you ain't have a house, you got family members. Jane, let me have this baby's party on your backyard. Jane's gonna be like, come on when y'all coming so I can be ready.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then one of the family members gonna dress up like Dora the Explorer, gonna dress up like one of the Big Bird and all
Smurf or something, right?
Smurf or whatever it was going to dress up.
Yeah,
you got to do that type of stuff.
Yeah,
ain't no way in the world. And I saw new videos of Sesame Street. I was like, why y'all putting up new videos? What are you doing there?
I saw
it
the
has
video.
Been proven you're not welcome there. Get somebody to dress up like Big Bird. Go get a costume. Them kids do not know that's they uncle.
Right.
That's dressed up like Big Bird. One of them, because it's always one smart ass kid be like,
ain't that Uncle Jerry under
you ain't no Big Bird.
Right.
It's always one kid like, you ain't no Big Bird. You ain't no Big Bird. That you sound like Uncle Jeff.
Right.
He's like, little girl, you better get off my face. Mom, this a Big Bird? Or it's always one kid and they just tell him shut up. But you got to do stuff like that. That's all.
I agree. We got to pay attention to our spending power and the people who go right back, and don't understand. Again, if you went somewhere that you knew there was a boycott yesterday, how do you not know not to post your picture today? The nail salon where they beating up black women, you can't go post no picture of your feet over there tomorrow.
I mean, a lot of times though, most people end up getting back into the same routine. Someone got shot at a gas station not far from here. I promise you, they had a vigil out. You know how they put the flowers up at the door? The next day, the owners on the store had moved the vigil over and they had the store open. And they were saying, come spend money on the name of the clerk that died. I said, are you serious?
Right.
But the thing, too, is people think like this, too. I'm trying to tell you, social media, this stuff powerful. They think like, okay, I seen that happen at Sesame Street. Now I'm gonna go up there with my kids and see if they do it to me. That's crazy. That's crazy right there. But they do. And the kids sitting up there looking because the kids like they done it to me, Mom. because people had conversations in front of their kids. You know, we had to leave the room. They only got to leave the damn room
Oh,
no more.
no.
They be
They
just
in the
saying,
conversation now, Nick. They in the conversation.
The last pictures I saw, the little girl looked at her mother like, "You see this shit?" That's hey, look, RP, she looked at her like this. They did the exact shit you said they was gonna do. Here she go. The little girl was in full curtain. She looked at her mother like, "Can you believe this shit?"
Yeah, that's hilarious.
But we gotta stop, you know.
Yeah.
When I'm not welcome somewhere, hey,
I ain't gonna force my way.
I don't force my way. I be like, you know what? I done been in restaurants and felt uncomfortable. And when I'll sit there and then the waiter leave, and then they might come back. And I'm like, you know what? I don't feel your energy.
Wow.
And they like, well, you know, such and such snapping. And I'll be like, you know what? Take your menu. It's too many places to eat.
Right.
And then I go tell the manager why I'm leaving. Because once I let you have it at a food restaurant, you ain't gonna put rat poison in mine.
You can't stay.
You can't stay. You gotta get out of there. You gotta get out of there. I had a homegirl did that. I cussed them out, and you took the food.
Right.
Oh, so I know they feel gold your hamburger.
Yeah, they hockey. They hockey put that thing.
Craig joke. I love that.
Yeah, they
don't serve waffle fries at McDonald's.
Hey, Rodney, AG, Janet, they shot your hamburger straight across the restaurant. Straight up LeBron with the follow through.
Kobe.
Your hamburger like
you see the hand. You see the hand.
The follow through. They had your hamburger like
That's
that.
that lettuce. That's
and
like
ran
that
back
lettuce
through
right
the hotel. Ran back through the restaurant like
with the airplane.
Back on defense. Yeah, I took it. No, y'all be real nice, especially in these times.
Yeah.
You know, in these times, I be, how you good? All right, how you doing? All right, thank you.
Yes,
Not to say they ain't gonna put nothing in it, but I try to make them calm. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we had a good time. I had a great time talking to y'all.
Yes,
and I like when, thank you, Rod. Thank you for coming. And I like when comments can come on here, and you know we can be funny, but we also got sense too. We ain't just damn gestures. You know, people think we just gestures. Nah, we go way deep. We some of the most conscious people you will ever see in your life. And people don't really realize it like that, but we really are. So I'm glad y'all came on here. I'm being the A this weekend, Rod. You're gonna be at home.
I'm gonna be in your city. I'm at the Comedy Loft this weekend.
Oh, you at the comedy. You're gonna have a Rod. Their room.
It's nice.
It's so intimate, Rod. When you go in there, you're gonna feel like you just starting comedy. You're gonna love it, and they gonna love you. It's one of them type of rooms, Rod. It's an intimate, because I just did it in June.
I know you did it because Cameron came featured for you, and Cameron featured for me. I said, Cameron, did you tell Dominique you already coming? He's like, no, well, you know, don't worry, you still coming, nigga.
And then he told me, he said, he was like, I asked him out, he said, I'm going with Rodney. I said, okay, ain't nothing. That's fine. You already booked out there.
Yeah,
it's all good. It doesn't matter. But it's a real intimate room, and it's got a little bar in there, Rod. It's real intimate, and you're gonna feel like it's gonna spark some nostalgia in you.
Okay.
And when you've been in the business as long as we have, it's a pleasant feeling to go somewhere and have some nostalgia sparked in you. You like,
yes, ma'am.
How long y'all been doing comedy? Dominique, how long you been in the game?
I'm at 28 going to 29.
What about you, G?
I started in 93.
Wow.
Last week was my anniversary
Rodney.
The first day.
Man, I don't never really say the amount of years in public, but I was easily doing comedy in high school. Yeah. But I mean, it don't become significant to 98, but I was doing comedy all through the 90s. Mm-hmm. So it's probably close to 30.
Yeah.
Wow.
We all around that same little, we around that same.
A lot of us started around that time because that was the Def Jam boom.
I've been doing comedy 14 years.
How many, Janet?
14.
Wow.
Say like, no turning back.
Well, I've known you over half of your career.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but you one thing about you're gonna be fine. You're gonna get to these numbers because you consistent and you funny. And that TikTok, your TikTok funny too.
I
When
appreciate it.
that lady had that rollers in her head, you said, "Oh
Oh my
no,
God.
you gonna have to fight me." That lady was, and so those be funny, but yeah. So
I got a movie coming out this weekend too.
come on, promote,
Nice.
and
All
we're gonna
right, come
start.
on, movie.
We're gonna start with Rodney, and we
I
gonna close this
forgot.
thing out. Rodney, you start off, then we're gonna go to Janet and the G.
Of
Go ahead,
course,
Rodney.
DC Comedy Loft this weekend, starting tomorrow. I'll be in Washington D.C. and
Go
Joe
check
Coy.
him out. He a must see. Go ahead.
Joe Coy, who's got a movie called Easter Sunday. He called me personally, asked me to get in this movie, and let me tell you why though. And this is for all of us because people don't come back and remember nothing. We worked together 20-some years ago.
Wow.
And the guy that was supposed to pay us was mad because Joe Coy broke the mic. And so he was like, dude, I'm not paying you. You broke the mic. And I told him, I said, no, dog, you're going to pay this dude because that's your raggedy ass mic.
Right.
And because of that moment, Joe Coy called me to get in this film. It's called Easter Sunday, and it hits movie theaters August 5th.
Nice.
Yay.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, yes.
One time for humanity and realness out here. That's beautiful. It's a beautiful story.
Indeed.
But a lot of the things in this business you're gonna get in because of stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, you
Yeah,
will
relationships and
you will book some things. Like I have booked things, but the majority of things I've done have come from those type of relationships
amen.
where we crossed each other's paths back in the day. I'm getting ready to do something now where I crossed somebody's path. And they was like, you know what? I've been looking for you. Woo, woo, woo. I was like, okay, let's put it together. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's put it together.
Beautiful.
You know, so that's a great story, right? You need to always tell that story. That's a great story.
Lame ass promoters. That mic was $39. You know
It's
that
cheap
man.
already. It shouldn't have broke.
Yeah,
and you want to try to do Joe like that? Don't
on,
do
man.
that. Janet, tell them what's popping? Where you gonna be, Janet?
Starting back up my Chicks Picks podcast where we do picks each week for the NFL 2023 season from a female perspective. Yeah, so y'all keep y'all ear to the streets for that. I will be doing an HBCU comedy show at Uptown Comedy Corner on the 14th of August, and then I will be I'm with Marvin Dixon and Double D on the 20th of August in Atlanta somewhere, and I'm hosting a blues concert in Florence, South Carolina on September the 10th. Some dude named Tucker. I need to check his music out. Tucker.
All right.
Tucker's a big deal.
Yeah,
pretty big. Yeah. So we're gonna hit these little holes in the walls around the country, and I'm gonna make them laugh, and he gonna make them throw their panties.
Let me know. I want to do that podcast with you. I look at football too.
Absolutely.
We come from a big football family, and my nephew going into his senior season at the University of Buffalo. So he played for the Buffalo Bulls.
Okay.
Nice.
What's his name?
Ronald Cook.
Okay.
Ronald didn't say Cook Jr. though. Ronald Cook Jr. So y'all check out my nephew first game September the 3rd, I think 3rd or 4th, University of Maryland. So definitely check it out. G, come on, G.
I was going to say Buffalo is a good squad in that division. They get nice TV time. Them cold games come on late. I fool with that. That's beautiful. Congratulations on that. I will be dashing out to LA on Tuesday. Again, I got something coming up that I'll expose at another time. It may be inappropriate for me to drop it at this second, but there's that, and just kicking this voice work and taking care of the old man and hoping my mama does well. So we just pushing right on along.
Right on through.
And the most importantly is next Wednesday, I'll be sitting right here with Dominique. So
absolutely. Every Wednesday.
Best thing on my calendar right now.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, G. Yes, every Wednesday we'll be here. You tell a friend to tell a friend. We'll be talking, we'll laugh, we talk, we might even cry, but we ain't gonna lie. You gotta remember that part.
How about that?
We're gonna call it like we see it. I'll be in Atlanta at the Atlanta Comedy Theater this weekend, the 5th through the 7th. I'm gonna be in the A. I always have a good time in Atlanta. of the 26th of August. I'll be in Jacksonville, Florida, doing the A Train live experience. So get your tickets for that as well.
sure.
I saw the
Man, you gonna have
promo.
a
Post the
fall down there with
promo.
A-Train. My
No
God.
question, they're my people. So
Yeah.
get your tickets for that as well. Y'all didn't give me your social media handles. Oh, I see you have it up. Okay, you already got it up. You know where to find me, Dominique Comedy. Comedy spelled with an I. And you see their links in the box with them. And as we always do, we had a great time. We had a great conversation. I want to thank all my guests for showing up. We'll see you next week. You be blessed, and we see you on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.